Vice President Mike Pence toured two detention facilities on the Texas border on Friday as part of an effort to show the administration is providing adequate care for migrants. The tour included a brief visit to an area at a border patrol station where hundreds of men were crowded into sweltering cages without courts. Some of the men said they were hungry and had been held there for 40 days or longer. "Look, this is tough stuff," Mr. Pence acknowledged at a later news conference. "I knew we'd see a system that is overcrowded," he added. "It's overwhelmed and that's why Congress has to act." The caged migrants were being held in an area at the McAllen Border Patrol Station. When detainees saw reporters arrive, many began shouting, saying they had been there for 40 days or more and they were hungry and wanted to brush their teeth. Agents guarding the cages were wearing face masks. The press pool covering the vice president was removed within 90 seconds. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to visit the United States in September for the upcoming UN General Assembly meeting and is likely to address Indian Americans in Houston during his trip. Community leaders said Friday. Chicago and Houston are the two American cities in contention for the Prime Minister's venue to address the diaspora when he is likely to travel to the U.S. later this year to attend the United Nations Annual General Assembly in New York. No official announcement about the trip has been made yet, according to informed community sources. The Prime Minister is likely to travel to New York from Houston to address a special meeting of the UN on climate change on September 23. Community leaders said that the dates for the Prime Minister's address is not final yet, but they have been asked to make preparations for a potential address of Mr. Modi in Houston on September 22. Houston is the energy capital of the world. Energy security is a priority area for the Prime Minister. This would be Mr. Modi's third major address to the Indian American community after he became the Prime Minister in 2014. The previous to being at the Madison Square Garden in New York in 2014 and Silicon Valley in 2016. Both the events were attended by more than 20,000 people, while the planning for the Houston event is yet to kick off. Community leaders are looking at multipurpose NRG Stadium, which has a seating capacity of 70,000 people. Houston has one of the largest concentrations of the Indian American community in the U.S. The Texas governor and mayor of Houston had visited India last year. Former Texas Governor Rick Perry, who is now the Energy Secretary, has a close affinity with India and Indian Americans. It didn't quite reach the levels it had 11 summers ago here on center court. But Roger Federer put on a display worthy of his rich grass court history to beat Rafael Nadal 7-6, 3, 1-6, 6-3, 6-4 and enter his 12th Wimbledon final. In Sunday's title clash, he will encounter world No. 1 Novak Djokovic's fiery elastic genius, which weathered a tough challenge from Roberto Bautista Agut 6-2, 4-6, 6-3, 6-2. The first set, though, lived up to the hype, as both players fought each other to a standstill. Federer, true to his word, attacked from the word go in order to hustle Nadal. The Spaniard found himself a break point down at 3-4, but found a way by pounding Federer's backhand side. In turn, he pressured the Federer serve at 4-4, but the latter drilled an ace at 30-30 and held on. Inevitably, the set slipped into a tiebreak where Federer made the play by reeling off 5 straight points from 2-3 and finished with a forehand winner early in the second set. Following a few nervous holds from both players, Nadal broke Federer to love to go 3-1 up. The Swiss serve broke down completely and our game is tightly wound, thus his is to the serve. It collapsed with Nadal taking the set 6-1, but Federer regained his mojo in the third, able to summon the serve which had earlier given up on him a year he broke to 3-1, following up a great backhand winner with a forehand crosscourt before winning a net exchange. Nadal nearly broke back immediately, but Federer held on, even finishing on the right side of 25-shot rally to ward off a breakpoint. Federer's two subsequent holes were first-rate, for a combined loss of just 1 point. Nadal's tactic of attacking Federer's backhand came undone, as Federer, with a larger racket head, not just sliced but even drove many powerfully. Overall, he hit 15 winners to just 2 unforced errors in that set. The 8-time champion broke in the third game of the fourth and maintained it, with Nadal serving at 3-5. Federer even had 2 match points, both of which the 12-time French Open champion saved with service winners. A nervous hold ensued with Nadal saving 2 more match points, but Federer would be denied the victory. Compared to the electric setting that welcomed Federer and Nadal, Djokovic-Agut clash was played at room temperature. Unlike a typical Spanish grinder, Agut wields a flatter stroke. Djokovic, perhaps mindful of this, hit with way more topspin than usual. But by the time Agut could get wind of it, Djokovic had broken twice to take the first set. However, Agut came into his own in the second, breaking to go 2-1 up. Courtesy a delightful inside-out winner, he did squander the chance to take a 4-1 lead, but didn't let his level drop. The 31-year-old often fell back on his inside-out forehand, and such was his positioning that he could deceptively change direction and go for the inside and to drive it down the line. The opening 5 games of the third set were tight. In the 6th game though, Djokovic pressured Agut's serve. At 15-15, an engaging all-court rally ended with the Serb reading a lob right and executing a remarkable on-the-turn pass. The 32-year-olds then pinned Agut to the backhand corner twice and knocked off volleys to break open the set, serving to gain a 4-2 lead in the fourth. The world no. 1 fell behind 15-40, but 3 good serves and a glorious down-the-line backhand to end 45-shot rally seemed to liberate him completely. Djokovic had sunk his teeth into the match. The victory was had not long after.